and it just doesn't get done. Set it up in advance so that it's going to happen regardless whether you feel like it or not. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, the #1 place for entrepreneurs, where I give you the keys you need to succeed. Today we're going to talk about how to work through fear, grief, and hard times to keep your business thriving as an entrepreneur. With entrepreneurship and business in general, there's so many ups and downs. It's really hard to conceptualize being able to get through hard times, being able to thrive when there's something wrong. And that could mean in your personal life or in your business life. With me, if you don't know, I have gone through a lot of hard times in my personal life over the past year, and it was starting to affect my business. And there's so many things that I wish I had done differently. There's things that I did do that allowed me to continue my business, but there's also things that I wish I had done differently. So today we're going to talk about some of those things and what you can do if you're going through a really tough time in your personal life or in your business life to just get through to the other side. First off, if you are going through something, you do need to give thanks that you're actually able to realize that you're going through it. Because a lot of times people are in something and they're not moving through something. And I will tell you, just saying I'm going through something is a blessing in itself, because that means you will come out on the other side. And that's what I had to keep telling myself over the past year in business and in my personal life. So the first thing that I would say that you need to do if you realize that you're going through tough times is realize what absolutely needs to be done. There's a lot that we do on a daily basis as entrepreneurs, and everything is not necessary. There's a lot of what I call needle moving activities that absolutely need to be done, that needs to be done by you, but there's so many things that can either be deleted or delegated to somebody else. So the first thing that I would do is write out all of the tasks that you do and decide what can be deleted, what can be delegated to somebody else, and what absolutely needs to be done by you. Once you realize what needs to be done by you, you can focus on those activities and getting those done instead of getting distracted by other things that don't necessarily need to be done by you. Sometimes if you're going through something, it's not the time to thrive and to try to build your business. It's just the time to survive. So you need to put yourself in survival mode and realize what absolutely needs to be done in your business so that you make it through. And I will tell you this, I had said to somebody, I'm really kind of sad because I wanted my business the past year to grow more than it had. And they said, did you maintain what you were doing? And I said, yeah, I mean, I even grew a little bit, just not as much as I wanted to. And they said, it's a blessing that you were able to maintain what you were doing as you were going through such a hard time, because it could have taken you out, you know, it could have taken me out. And I think I was in survival mode just so I can get through and make it to the other side. But I do think I had to put my blinders on almost and focus on exactly what I needed to do and push everything else to the side, which is what I did. The second thing that I would do is automate as much as you can. There's a lot of activities on a daily basis as an entrepreneur that you can automate and that you will not always feel like doing. You can't rely on motivation, what you feel like, what you think that you'll feel like doing. You can't rely on that if you're going through something tough. For example, social media. I like to post on my social media, on my business pages every single day, multiple times a day. But when I was going through it, I didn't feel like doing anything. I had to automate as much as I could. So social media was one of the things that I would plan my posts and schedule them to post, because if I'm in a bad space and I don't feel like posting, or I don't feel like creating content or being social, I wouldn't do those things, you know? So there's a lot that you can automate: payment processing systems, inquiries, a lot of things that you can just automate as much as you can, so that you're not relying on your feelings to do things, so that you're not like, I don't feel like doing it and it just doesn't get done. Set it up in advance so that it's going to happen regardless whether you feel like it or not. The next thing is communicate and delegate what you can. So when I started going through my rough patch, a lot of people didn't know it for a while. A lot of people had no idea what was going on. I wasn't communicating with them. I didn't tell them anything. And it got to a point where I had to tell everybody what was happening. I had to tell my team what was happening so that they could be there for me and so that I could properly delegate what I needed, because people were confused why stuff was not getting done as it normally would. And I had to realize I have to communicate what's happening. Now, I'm not saying you have to tell all your business to everybody, all your clients, things like that. But that core group of people, my team, and some of my core clients, I had to let them know this is what's happening. so that they can be a little bit more understanding and so that they can help out. And another thing is accept help. You know, if you're going through something, don't try to be a tough person. I'm a Capricorn. Accepting help isn't always the easiest for me. And I really had to learn, people genuinely want to see the people that they love succeed, the people that they're invested in succeed. People want to help, so you have to accept that help. So I had people that were like, let me help you do this with recital, let me help you with this, with competition, with, you know, admin, stuff like that, that I normally did on my own. And it took a minute, but accepting help relieved so much pressure off of me as I was going through my hard time, which I'm still so grateful for. But it did take a minute to get to the point of accepting help and realizing you can either do it by yourself and it run things into the ground, or you can accept help and survive and maintain what you're doing. So I would say communicate and delegate and accept the help of people willing to be there for you. Number 4 is remember the bigger picture. When you're going through something, it is so difficult sometimes to picture what the reason is, picture what your original goals were, your why. It's hard to focus on anything except what you're going through. But if you remember, what exactly is my bigger picture? What is my purpose here on this world, in this world? What is my purpose with this business? Why am I actually doing what I'm doing? Keep that in mind as you're going through hard times, and it will almost pull you out of the hard times. There'd be times where I didn't feel like doing anything, and I had to remember, why am I doing this? To impact the next generation through dance. And that's what I wanted to do. And that's what every day, that would give me motivation. And I would come in and I would see my kids and I was realizing what I was doing, and that would give me the will to continue. That's what you have to focus on as you're going through a hard time. Why am I doing this in the first place? What could this be teaching me? What is the greater lesson? And it's so difficult as you're going through something to think about, what is the greater lesson in this? What is this going to teach me? And there was a time I just got to where I said, you know what? I'm excited and I'm happy that I went through tough times in my business and in my personal life, because guess what? It's going to be real hard for stuff to affect me now. It's going to be really hard for people to get to me, for things to stress me out, for me to actually be affected by a hard time. Because if you've gone through something and you've gone through so much already, it's almost like, okay, you guys can try to take me out. You guys can, something can try to stress me out. Something can try to like go wrong and have me in a bad space. But it's like, if you know what I've been through, this is not going to affect me, because now I'm strong. Business-wise, mentally, personally, I'm in a stronger space because of what I've gone through. So I just got to the point where I'm like, I am kind of grateful that I went through those hard times, because it's preparing you for so much greater. And so many things that could affect you before, that would affect you before, are not going to affect you the same. You're going to be stronger in every way possible. And you have to get to that point. And remembering your why helps you get to that point. The last thing that I would remember if I'm trying to work through fear, grief, or hard times is to create a plan and stick to it. Remember your end goal of the plan. And you might have to make minor adjustments. I'm not saying that you can't adjust things, but stick to your plan. There's going to be times where you don't feel like doing something, and I'm not saying operate like a robot, but what I'm saying is do not rely on motivation, rely on discipline, and stick to your plan to help you get to the next level. There's also going to be times in business when you're scared. You have a lot of fear. During the process of me going through hard times, I had to move buildings, and I was scared. I still am scared. It's a bigger building, it's a bigger commitment, it's a longer commitment. And I could let fear control what I'm doing, but I'm like, no, this is what you're put on earth to do. This is what your purpose is. Work through the fear and do it anyway. I know that you all have probably heard the term, do it scared. And that's the truth. Stick to the plan, even through the fear, through the hard times, through not knowing if something is going to work out or not. Tell yourself it has to work out. There's no other option. And it will help you work through that fear, get to where you need to be, and ultimately succeed. That's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I am hoping to post more consistently now that I'm officially in my new space. We're still getting a lot of stuff set up, but I'm definitely excited to show you guys more. So if you do not follow me, go ahead and follow the process at Asia Carp on Instagram. And make sure you like and subscribe this video so that you can be notified when I post more. All right, guys, have a great day and a successful life. I will see you next time.